Stop blaming your age for the way things have slowed down in the bedroom. If you're over 60 and waking up softer, weaker, or not at all, don't you dare just shrug and call it normal aging. Because the real culprit might be sitting on your breakfast plate every single morning, silently choking off the blood flow that makes you a man. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might change everything. I'm Dr. Mary Blake, board-certified urologist with over 30 years caring for men over 60 who thought their best days were behind them. I've seen the regret in their eyes, the embarrassment they didn't even want to name, and I've sat with them, one by one, showing them there's a better way. They told you it was just your age, that you were supposed to fade quietly into the background. But the truth is, most men are wrecking their circulation and sexual confidence before they even finish their first cup of coffee. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact morning foods that restore blood flow down there naturally, no pills, no prescriptions. A simple doctor-tested breakfast plan that's helped my patients feel stronger, steadier, and even wake up with firm, responsive erections again, often in as little as 7 to 14 days. We'll talk about the 5 specific foods I prescribe most, how they work, why most men skip them without realizing, and the single biggest mistake that's quietly draining your manhood. Ignore this, and you risk not just losing intimacy, but losing the very confidence and independence that makes you feel alive. Stay with me. Watch until the end. Don't miss this, it could be the most important thing you hear this year. You think it's just age slowing you down, don't you? They told you it was normal for a man over 60 to feel softer in the mornings, to watch your drive fade, to lose that steady strength you used to take for granted. But the truth is far worse. It's not just aging. It's what you're doing every single morning without realizing. It's what you eat, or skip, right after you wake up. It's that so-called harmless breakfast that's quietly strangling the blood flow you need to feel like a man. You think a quick coffee and maybe a slice of toast is enough? Let me be blunt. That habit is starving your body of the very nutrients it needs to keep your arteries open and responsive. It's triggering inflammation, hardening those small vessels that feed your groin. And your penis isn't magic. Without proper blood flow, it simply can't work. But stay with me, because it gets worse. When you don't feed your body right in those first crucial moments of the day, you're telling it to shut down the systems that make you a man. You're cutting off the nitric oxide your blood vessels need to relax. You're allowing tiny muscles in your pelvic floor to weaken. That's why you're waking up softer, or not at all. That's why you're losing the quiet confidence you carried for decades. And if you think that's bad, listen to this. This damage doesn't just stay in the bedroom. It seeps into everything. You move more slowly. You feel unsteady on your feet. You start worrying about balance, cramps, numbness. You avoid intimacy, not because you want to, but because you're embarrassed. You lose that spark with your wife or partner. You stop trying. And over time, you start accepting it. You convince yourself this is just how it is after 60. No one talks about this. No one wants to admit that breakfast can kill your manhood. They told you to avoid cholesterol. They scared you away from eggs. They sold you sugary cereals and empty carbs that clog your arteries and make the problem worse. No one wants to say this, but you need to hear it. Skipping breakfast or eating garbage isn't harmless, it's sabotage. I remember Richard. 67 years old. Widower. Used to be tough as nails. When he first sat in front of me, he couldn't look me in the eye. He said, "Doc, it's been over 2 years. Nothing happens down there anymore. I guess age won." I told him the same thing I'm telling you now. Age doesn't steal your manhood. Starvation does. Starving your circulation. Starving your muscles. Starving your confidence. And sadly, he's not the only one. Stay with me, we're not done yet. You need to hear what comes next. Because there's a way to turn this around. And you need to know exactly how before it's too late. Now that we've talked about the real problem, let's get serious about what you can actually do. You're not too old, and it's not too late to change this. I want you to hear me clearly. You can rebuild your circulation, your strength, and yes, even your confidence in the bedroom. I've spent over 30 years helping men over 60 do exactly that. And right now, I'm going to show you how. You'll learn practical, real-world steps that don't involve pills, gimmicks, or anything to be embarrassed about. We're talking about real food, real timing, and real results you can start seeing in just days. I want you to feel hopeful, not helpless. You deserve to know the truth, and you deserve to have a plan. So don't go anywhere, because what comes next could be the turning point you've been waiting for. You were always told getting older meant giving up certain things. That slowing down was natural, that weaker erections were just part of being over 60. But the truth is your body isn't broken, it's just underfed. Your circulation, your pelvic muscles, your hormones all depend on what you give them first thing in the morning. This is the moment your blood vessels are most ready to open up and deliver what you need. Skip breakfast or load up on sugar and empty carbs, and you're shutting that system down before the day even begins. It's like trying to run an engine without fuel. Instead, you need to give your body the specific nutrients that trigger nitric oxide production, relax blood vessels, and repair muscle fibers deep in your pelvic floor. That's how you get real blood flow where it matters, without relying on expensive pills that just mask the problem. Many men don't realize that with the right morning choices, they can naturally restore what time and bad habits tried to take. Stay with me, because next I'll show you exactly what to eat to make it happen. Let's talk about exactly what you should eat in the morning to bring life back where you want it most. These aren't weird supplements or prescription drugs. They're simple, real foods that work with your body, not against it. I've seen them help countless men over 60 regain confidence, function, and even wake up with those strong, steady erections they thought were gone forever. And I want you to understand why each one matters, how to use it, and what happens if you skip it. Food 1. Whole eggs. You were taught eggs were dangerous because of cholesterol. But the truth is, that old advice robbed millions of men of one of nature's best circulation tools. Whole eggs, especially the yolks, are packed with vitamin D, B12, choline, and leucine. These nutrients support blood vessel flexibility and trigger muscle repair, including those deep pelvic floor muscles that control erections and urinary flow. Without them, your foundation weakens. I told Richard, 67 and widowed, to start with 2 boiled eggs every morning. He laughed at first. For weeks later he called me, voice shaking, "Doc, I woke up feeling 40 again." Don't go anywhere, you need to know the next one. Food 2. Oatmeal with chia seeds. You might think a bowl of cereal is enough, but sugar-loaded grains are killing your arteries. The truth? Oatmeal is a powerhouse for older arteries, packed with beta-glucan fiber that scrubs cholesterol from vessel walls, letting oxygen-rich blood reach your groin. Adding chia seeds UPS the game. Omega-3s, magnesium, and potassium help relax blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Henry, 70, used to drag his feet and wake up groaning. I switched him to oatmeal with chia, blueberries, and cinnamon. Within a month, he told me he was sleeping better, and his wife said he was acting like himself again. Stay with me, the next tip might surprise you. Food 3. Watermelon. You were taught watermelon was just a sweet summer snack. But the truth is, it's one of nature's most potent bedroom foods. Watermelon is rich in L-citrulline, which your body converts to L-arginine, boosting nitric oxide, the very compound that opens blood vessels. This is the same pathway those little blue pills try to force. But with watermelon, you're fueling your body naturally. Bill, 68, didn't believe me. He added 2 slices on an empty stomach before breakfast. 2 weeks later he called laughing, "Doc, something's definitely waking up down there." For best results, don't throw away the white rind, it holds the most L-citrulline. Blend it in a smoothie or chew it gently. Don't go anywhere, you need to know the next one. Food 4. Sweet potato with Celtic salt. Most men over 60 skip real carbs or load up on processed junk. The truth? Your muscles, including those in your legs, pelvis, and penis, need steady, clean fuel. A half-steamed sweet potato before your usual breakfast delivers complex carbs that don't spike blood sugar, while Celtic salt adds over 80 trace minerals your blood vessels need to stay responsive. I had a patient, Thomas, 72, who told me his legs felt heavy and numb every morning. I suggested a simple change: half a warm sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic salt and a glass of warm water. 3 days later he said, "Doc, I'm not grabbing the nightstand just to stand up." Stay with me, because the next one is even better. Food 5, 60-second smoothie, bonus tip. Some men tell me they're too busy or too set in their ways for fancy meals. That's fine. Here's the easiest option. Blend 2 slices of watermelon, with the white rind, a bit of steamed sweet potato, a squeeze of lemon, and a pinch of Celtic salt. That's it. This 60-second smoothie floods your body with L-citrulline, minerals, and clean carbs. It's my go-to for men who want a fast, no-excuse way to jumpstart their circulation each morning. Frank, 65 and recently divorced, told me, "I don't cook, but I'll do a smoothie." A month later he said he felt more grounded, more present, even confident enough to start dating again. These foods aren't fads. They're the real, proven tools I've given to thousands of men who thought they were too old, too broken, or too embarrassed to ask for help. They're how you rebuild what time, bad habits, and quiet shame tried to take away. Stay with me, because next, I'm going to explain exactly why these work so well and how you can make them part of your own morning without confusion or stress. I want you to understand why this works, not just because I say so, but because your body is built for it. You see, erections aren't about willpower or desire alone. They're about blood flow. When you're over 60, your blood vessels naturally get stiffer. Nitric oxide, the compound that tells them to relax, declines sharply. That's why pills try to force it artificially. But these foods? They fuel your body's own nitric oxide production. Watermelon, for example, is a natural vasodilator. Oatmeal and chia seeds reduce cholesterol and inflammation so your arteries stay clear. Eggs rebuild the deep pelvic floor muscles that hold blood in place when it matters most. Sweet potatoes deliver steady energy and minerals that support nerve and muscle health. I've spent over 30 years helping men understand this simple truth: your body wants to heal if you give it the right tools. This isn't about magic. It's biology. I've seen men in their late 60s, 70s, even 80s, turn things around with these exact steps. Don't go anywhere, you need to hear how to put this all together for yourself. So let's make this simple. You don't need fancy pills or impossible routines. You need real food, first thing in the morning, to wake up your circulation and remind your body how it's supposed to work. Eggs, oatmeal with chia, watermelon, sweet potato with Celtic salt, even a quick smoothie if that's easier. It's about giving yourself permission to try, to change, to care enough to do this for you. Don't think you're too old or too far gone. You're not. You can start tomorrow morning. You can take back the strength and confidence you thought was lost. Stay with me, because next, I'll show you exactly how to make this part of your daily plan. You know what one of the biggest mistakes I see men over 60 make? Skipping breakfast or grabbing the wrong thing entirely. They told you it didn't matter. They told you black coffee and maybe a piece of toast was enough to get by. But the truth is, you're starving the very system you need to stay strong, steady, and confident in the bedroom. That first hour after you wake up is when your body is crying out for fuel to restore blood flow and muscle function. Skip it, or worse, load up on sugary junk, and you're shutting down the blood vessels that feed your manhood before your day even starts. But stay with me, because you really need to hear this. It's not just about feeling hungry or full. It's about what's happening in your arteries. When you skip real food, your nitric oxide levels plummet, those small vessels stiffen up, and your pelvic muscles weaken over time. Instead of fueling your body to send rich, oxygenated blood exactly where you want it, you're closing the door on it. Think about that. You're unknowingly telling your body, I don't need this anymore. And if you think that's bad, there's more you need to know. Most men think, I'm just getting older. That's why things don't work the way they used to. But what they don't realize is that these small daily choices add up. The skipped breakfasts, the empty carbs, the fear of eating eggs because of outdated cholesterol myths, all of it conspires to shut down your circulation where it matters most. Before you know it, you're waking up softer. You're avoiding your partner's eyes. You're losing the quiet confidence you once carried everywhere. Most men don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. And let's be honest, no one talks about this. They act like it's dirty or embarrassing to admit that sex still matters at your age. They tell you it's childish to care about performance. I say that's a lie. No one wants to say it, but you need to hear it. You have the right to feel strong and capable. I'm here to tell you the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Because this is too important to keep silent about. I know you might feel awkward. Maybe you're embarrassed to even think about changing habits after all these years. Maybe you're frustrated and tired of trying. But I want you to hear me clearly, you're not broken. You're not too old. You're not past saving. You've just been misled. You've been told to give up on yourself when you should have been told how to fight back. Stay with me, I'm going to help you change this. And that's just the beginning. Don't go anywhere. You need to hear what comes next. We've talked about the foods. We've talked about why your body needs them. But without a plan, knowledge is useless. I don't want you to just nod and say sounds good and then do nothing. You deserve better than that. I want you to actually try this. Because real change only happens when you decide to act. It's not enough to know why you should fix your breakfast. You need to know exactly how. But let's make this real. Here's what I tell my patients over 60 who sit in my office, embarrassed and worried they're too old to fix anything. Step 1, tomorrow morning, choose one of these foods and eat it first thing. It doesn't have to be fancy. 2 whole eggs, boiled or scrambled, with the yolks. Step 2, if you want variety, swap it the next day for oatmeal with chia seeds and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Add some blueberries if you want, but keep it simple. Step 3, try 2 slices of fresh watermelon before your usual coffee. Even better if you keep the white rind and chew or blend it. Step 4, on cooler mornings, steam half a sweet potato and add just a pinch of unrefined Celtic salt. It fuels your muscles without spiking your blood sugar. Step 5, if you're busy or hate cooking, try the 60-second smoothie. Watermelon, a bit of sweet potato, lemon, Celtic salt. Blend and drink. It doesn't have to be complicated. Why does this work? Because your blood vessels respond best in the first hour after you wake up. That's when they're ready to take in nutrients, open up, and send blood where you need it. Eggs rebuild those critical pelvic floor muscles. Oatmeal scrubs your arteries clean. Watermelon boosts nitric oxide naturally. Sweet potatoes give steady, clean fuel. It's simple biology, not magic. And you're not too old to take advantage of it. Even small changes can make a difference. Many men tell me they feel stronger, warmer in their legs, and more confident after just a few days. You can do this. You don't have to be perfect. Just start. Stick with me, I want you to try this. And there's even more you need to know. Stay with me, I'm not done helping you yet. You'll want to hear the next part. You've stayed with me this long, so let's remember what we just talked about. We broke down the truth that your breakfast can either restore or destroy your circulation. We exposed the lie that getting older means giving up your strength. We walked through real foods, real steps you can take to boost blood flow, strengthen your pelvic muscles, and bring back confidence without pills or shame. This is not just talk, it's real medicine based on decades of helping men over 60. I want you to understand these aren't gimmicks. They're the exact tools I give my own patients who come in feeling defeated, embarrassed, and ready to give up. But ignoring this isn't harmless. If you do nothing, those blood vessels will only get stiffer. The muscles will weaken further. The distance between you and your partner might grow. And I don't want that for you. I want you to see that small changes in the morning can set the tone for your whole day, even your whole future. You don't have to accept decline as inevitable. I know this isn't easy to talk about. Many men have never spoken a word of this out loud, even to their doctors. Maybe you feel ashamed, or like it's too late. Let me tell you right now, you're not broken. You can change. You can choose to take back control, to feel like yourself again, to stop apologizing for wanting to be alive and connected. This is your body, your choice, and your future. So if this spoke to you, don't stay silent, join the conversation. Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to try. Type 0 if you're not sure yet. I read every single one. And please, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Hit the bell so you don't miss any of these honest, no-nonsense health talks designed for men like you. Share this with a friend, a brother, anyone who might need to hear that it's not too late to care. Thank you for being here with me, for giving yourself this chance. It means you care about your health, your independence, your life. Stay with me, more truths are coming your way. And I'll be here to help you every step.